Class 9th, I am Ashok, your English teacher, present here with a new video for you. Today I am going to discuss some of the text of the chapter Packing. This chapter is an extract taken from the novel Three Men in a Boat, written by Jaume K. Jaume. This is a humorous account of incidents taken place at the time of packing as three friends, George, Harris, and Jim, were packing the things for their river trip. Before you read column is there, certain questions are there, so you can think over them. Now see what is there in the text. I said I would pack. I rather pride myself on my packing. Packing is one of those many things that I feel I know more about than any other person living. It surprises me myself sometimes how many such things there are. I impressed the fact upon George and Harris and told them that they had better leave the whole matter entirely to me. They fell into the suggestion with a readiness that had something uncanny about it. George spread himself over the easy chair and Harris cocked his legs on the table. So certain questions, certain words are there which may be difficult for you. Pride myself on means I'm proud of. I'm proud of. Fell into means accepted. Uncanny means strange or weird. Cocked his legs means went the legs on the knee as he sat. So the writer Jaume liked to pack luggage for trips and announced that he would do packing. Jaume thought that his ability to pack luggage was better than others. He asked his friends George and Harris to leave the task of packing to him. The two friends agreed to his offer instantly, which was strange. George sat comfortably on the easy chair, and Harris went his knees as he sat on the sofa and kept his feet on the table. So, this was there in this part of the text. Now, see the next part. This was hardly what I intended. What I had meant, of course, was that I should boss the job and that Harris and George should potter about under my directions. I pushing them aside every now and then with, oh, you, here, let me do it. There you are, simple enough, really teaching them. As you might say, they are taking it in the way they did irritated me. There is nothing does irritate me more than seeing other people sitting about doing nothing when I am working. So two words are there which may be difficult for you here. Intended. Intended means planned or meant. Potter about means do something unimportant things. Now see what was there. By saying that he would pack, the writer did not mean that his friends would sit and relax while he would do all the work. He had meant that he would wash upon them while they would do all the chores, means all the works. He would nag them and curse them for not knowing the work well, and then he would chip in to sort out the mess that they would create. He was irritated to see them sitting while he did all the work. So this was there in this part of the text. Now see the third para. I lived with a man once who used to make me mad that way. He would loll on the sofa and watch me doing things with hours together. He said it did him real good to look on at me messing about. Now I'm not like that. I can't sit still and see another man slaving and working. I want to get up and superintendent and walk around with my hands in my pockets and tell him what to do. It is my energetic nature. I can't help it. So some difficult words are there. Loll on the sofa means to recline or lean in a relaxed manner. Messing about means to waste time doing something without a particular purpose. Sit still means sit without doing anything. Superitin means surprise or menace. So the author recollects that once he lived with a man who would sit lazily on the sofa and all day through and would watch the writer do all the work. The man would say that he enjoyed watching him go around doing all the work. This would make the writer mad with anger. The writer adds that he could not sit idle and watch others work like slaves. On the other hand, he liked to check their work, walk around with his hands in his pockets, and direct them on how to do the work properly. He feels that as he was energetic, it was a part of his nature to behave in that manner. So, this was there in this part of the text. Now, see para number 4. However, I did not say anything. What started the packing? It seemed a longer job than I had thought it was going to be. What I got the bag finished at last, and I sat on it and strapped it. Are not you going to put the boots in? Said Harris, and I looked round and found I had forgotten them. That's just like Harris. He could not have said a word until I had got the bag shut and strapped. Of course, and George laughed, one of those irritating, senseless laughs of his. They do make me so wild. So the writer did not say anything to his friends and started packing. As he closed it, Harris said that he had forgotten to pack the boots. The writer felt that Harris could have reminded him before he had closed the bag, but he thought that Harris was like that. This was followed by an irritating laughter by George, which made Tommy wild with anger. Now see, I opened the bag and packed the boots in, and then just as I was going to close it, a horrible idea occurred to me. Had I packed my toothbrush? I don't know how it is, but I never do know whether I have packed my toothbrush. My toothbrush is a thing that haunts me when I am traveling and makes my life a misery. I dream that I haven't packed it and wake up in a cold perspiration and get out of bed and hunt for it. And in the morning, I pack it before I have used it and have to unpack again to get it. And it is always the last thing I turn out of the bag, and then I repack and forget it and have to rush upstairs for it at the last moment and carry it to the railway station wrapped up in my pocket handkerchief. So certain words are there which may be difficult for you. Haunts means to repeatedly give trouble. Misery means sadness. Cold perspiration means sweat. Hunt means search. So, in this part of the text, we read that Jommy, the writer, opened the bag to keep the boots in it. As he was about to close it, he was struck by a strange thought that had he kept the toothbrush or not. He says that he never remembers if he has packed the toothbrush or not. Jommy adds that while traveling, he always messes up with carrying his toothbrush. He has nightmares of not having packed it, wakes up in sweat and looks for it. In the morning, he packs it before using it, then unpacks the bag to get the brush and uses it. As it is the last thing that comes out of the bag and he has repacked the bag, he forgets packing it again, At the last moment, he rushes to his room to get the brush, and finally, he wraps it in his handkerchief and carries it to the railway station in his hand. So, this is his experience with his toothbrush. Now, see para number 6. Of course, I had to turn every mortal thing out now, and of course, I could not find it. I rummaged things up into much the same state that they must have been before the world was created and when chaos reigned. Of course, I found George and Harris 18 times over what I could not find my own. I put the things back one by one and had everything up and shook it. Then I found it inside a boot. I repacked once more. So, certain words are there which may be difficult for you. Mortal thing means every ordinary thing. Rummaged means searched in a hurried or careless way. Chaos means confusion. Reigned means rule. Now see what was there. As Jaume was looking for his toothbrush in his bag, he had to remove everything. What he could not find it, he created a mess. He found his friend's brushes uh, many a times. What could not find his brush. He kept everything back into the bag one by one, shaking each them, and finally found the brush inside a boot. Then once again he repacked the bag. So this was there in this part of the text. Now see the next one. When I had finished, George asked if the soap was in. I said I didn't care a hang whether the soap was in or whether it was not. And I slammed the bag shut and stabbed it and found that I had packed my spectacles in it and had to reopen it. It got shut up finally at 10:05 p.m. and then there remained the hampers to do. Harris said that we should be wanting to start in less than 12 hours time and thought that he and George had better to do the rest, and I agreed and sat down and they had a go. So certain difficult words meaning are there. Didn't care a hang means show no concern or interest about something. Slammed means shut the lid forcefully and loudly. Hampers means baskets used to carry food, utensils, etc. Now, in the text, when Jaume closed the bag, George asked if the soap was there inside it. As Jaume was impatient, he replied that he was not concerned uh, if it was there or not. He closed the lid and strapped the bag. Then he realized that he had packed his spectacles in it too and had to open it again to get them out. Finally, the bag was closed at the time 10:05 p.m. Then they had to pack the food baskets. Harris said that as they were left with less than 12 hours to leave, they should pack the baskets as well. Harris decided that the food baskets would be packed by him and George. Jaume agreed to take his turn for some rest while his friends packed the baskets. They began in light-hearted spirit, evidently intending to show me how to do it. I made no comment. I only waited. With the exception of George, Harris is the worst packer in this world, and I looked at the piles of plates and cups and kettles and bottles and jars and pies and stoves and cakes and tomatoes, etc., and felt that the thing would soon become exciting. So, some difficult word meanings maybe. Light-hearted spirit means to be cheerful. Evidently means clearly, obviously. Exception means a person or thing that does not follow the general rule. Now see what was there in this uh, part of the text. George and Harris started packing the hampers in a happy mood. They wanted to show Johnny that they could pack well. Johnny waited for them to create a mess because he considered Harris to be the worst packer in the world. Johnny looked at the piles of plates, cups, kettles, and bottles, the jars, pies, cakes, and tomatoes which had to be packed into the hampers. He thought that as the boys would mess up, it would be an interesting thing to watch. Now, see what is there in the next part. It did These started with breaking a cup. That was the first thing they did. They did that just to show you what they could do and to get you interested. Then Harris packed the strawberry jam on top of a tomato and squeezed it, and they had to pick out the tomato with a teaspoon. So, in this part of the text, there are two words. Squeezed means crush or squeeze something with force so that it becomes flat, soft, or out of shape. I think there is no other word. So, see, the scene became interesting as they broke a cup at the start. Jommy says that they broke the cup to indicate that they could do that too and to make things interesting. Harris placed the jar of strawberry jam on top of the tomatoes. The tomatoes were squeezed by the jar and then they removed the damaged tomato with the help of a spoon. So today we will discuss till here, and the next part of the text will be discussed in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day. As a homework, you will write the summary of discussed part. Thank you. Have a nice day.